Welcome back to where Pilgrims walk 1-0 up at half time against Stockport. Could have been 2 with a penalty that wasn't awarded and playing really, really well. Then what happened? Welcome back. We've got Chris and Reese who are both there to give their view on was it poor game management from Cleverley? And can we really moan? Because we've had a brilliant 2026 so far, but that was bluntly ended at Stockport County. Hope you are well. Coming up this week, we're talking about who's the worst ever Argyle manager in our lifetime. The A to Z rolls on to letter N, and we're awarding our January Player of the Month. Who gets in for you? But let's start, first of all, with that Stockport game. I was delighted to join you two, and a massive thank you to every Argyle fan who stopped us and said we enjoy the pod. It's great to be stood in the stands with you there. Fantastic away support right behind the drum as well. So cheers. I've got to say, that lad on the drum, I don't know who you are, but credit to you to keep that up throughout all that. It's absolutely fantastic. Best away end I've been in for many, many years. Shame about the result though, Chris. Is it uncleverly that?
No, not all totally, Mark. I thought it was an undeserved loss, to be honest with you. It was the proverbial game of the two halves, wasn't it? We were all over County that first half, and we didn't capitulate them. Right? We could have scored more than one, didn't. But, it is what it is. And I thought we could have gone on to get the 3 points in the second half, but they come out all guns firing. For me, it was a couple of reasons why we didn't get anything out of it. One was the fact that they had Kyle Wootton up front and we missed Laurent Toulai. We didn't have that injection of pace like they had. And the other one was, look at our bench compared to theirs. We never had the midfielders. We never had the defenders to bring on. So that's where we were lacking, and that's why we've gone out and done what we've done today. We mentioned it last Monday, and it's been sorely missing, and that was a 3 points drop because of that, in my opinion. But I didn't come away as dejected as what I have done in previous matches, because I thought our performance overall deserved something, and it wasn't our day to get it, but we could have and should have.
Yeah, let's have a look at some social media takes from the game. Showing Yorkshire Green says, why not leave it 4-4-2 and put a Senny on, or put Curtis up top, Dale wide right? We changed it and hadn't even seen whether they were going to be a threat. Poor decisions, 2, if not 3. Nothing else will do. What do you think, Reece? I mean, first of all, shout out to your dad and everyone I met in your group there. Thank you for great to meet you lot. Hope you had a great night in Manchester afterwards. What did you make of the game? Are people right to call out Cleverley here a little bit for not changing it and switching it up?
I thought it was a strange decision to bring on Amici rather than Aseni. Obviously, we don't know how fit Aseni is at the moment. He hasn't had a mass amount of minutes since he's back from injury. Is he being forced back onto the bench by the lack of positions we've got actually available at the moment? It does seem a bit bizarre for me. I don't want to blame Cleverley too much for Saturday too much. I don't think. I think like Chris just said, we didn't have the options on the bench, really. That could when I think the first 10 minutes of the second half, you could see that the game had changed, but we had no one really on the bench who could make a difference, who could come on and really make a change. You think really the first change is forced because of the yellow card that Watts was on, and he seemed to be on the wind up for every 10 minutes after that. For about 10, 15 minutes after that, you could see him getting himself sent off, and I think he had to be pulled off. I'm surprised they didn't do it in the first half, to be honest. I think they just managed to save one of the stoppages. And then obviously Galloway pulling up, and we had to force another change there. I'm surprised the last 10 minutes we didn't go, certainly when they took the lead, that we didn't bring on Aseni then, or Patterson on, or both of them, and just throw men at it. But I do think we were let down. Well, the reason we lost was not because of any effort by the players, not because of lack of quality by the players. It's just we just ran out of legs. We didn't have the players on the bench who could come on and make a real difference. And I think it's something that Cleverley's still learning how to do and influence a game using his bench. He hasn't done it much this season, and he was played up against an experienced manager who knows how to change a game, maybe knows how to change a formation and get his players going. Like Chris, I didn't leave. I left the stadium dejected, but not because of a lack of trying, but more of a gutted that we had walked away from a game where we could have quite easily got 3 points, and somehow we come away with nothing. And I think that was more the dejection, not we've had it so many times this season where you've walked away the stadium angry because of the lack of care that was really on show on Saturday, and it just wasn't our day. It was one of those games, I think.
Yeah, certainly a draw would have been a fair result.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as for Stockport fans, yeah, hardly heard them all game, did we? James says, yeah, he got the second half all wrong for me. And Matthew says, shows that we've got the quality to get promoted. Injuries and workload is killing us. With 2 or 3 bodies in, we can really challenge. However, I'm less doubtful we'll invest in every passing day. We'll come on to the transfer window, which is just slammed shut as we're speaking now. Chris, in terms of the personnel, we saw Mackenzie for the first time replace Galloway. How do you think he did?
Yeah, it's very difficult to come on the first game and try to impress away from home like he did. But I thought he had a steady game, to be fair. Yeah, it's a good left back in the making, and if we can get some minutes under his belt now, that relieves the likes of Galloway to push further up. So a left back is what we've been searching for. I mean, we've been putting sort of round holes in square pegs, but we've been making do. If Mackenzie can fit us in over for now to the end of the season, superb. So he's a great addition. It's like a new signing for us, even though we've had him since August. I thought he played quite well, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Reece?
yeah.
I mean, for a player that's been out for 4, 5, 6 months, I think, yeah, he's going to be rusty, isn't he? There's going to be moments where you think, oh, he could have done this, that, but you know, match sharpness is very different to match fitness, isn't it? And the sharpness will come back, and he's just got to get minutes, and I think that's the most important thing now. It's a shame we haven't really got reserves side really when you got players like that coming back. He sort of you'd wish you could have a pre-season, mid-season, really, and get him going. But yeah, hopefully he gets up to speed quickly and pulls a match, gets that bit of sharpness there.
Yeah, and of course, to both of you, we can't be too down, can we? Because you've had a great start to 2026 in terms of results. So yeah, and plus Stockport are going to be up there for you based on the second half. I mean, they were pretty shocking for 45 minutes. Do you expect them to be challenging, Chris, based on what you saw?
Well, don't forget, Mark, we also hit the bar twice.
That's
So,
right.
you know, let's not forget that. We were very, very close. That Owen Dale in the second half, on another day, that one would have sailed in. But unfortunately, at the bar, will Stockport be up there? They will when they got the highest goal scorer in the league at the moment in Carl Wotton. He's a class player. But it only needs a big injury, doesn't it? And as we've seen with some of our players, with Laurent Tola, etc., for the last 3 games, been sorely missed. Will Stockport be up there? They're certainly been in around the playoffs, that's for sure. I don't think they're going to be automatic. Not what I saw in the first half, anyway. For a home team that's done so well, they were poor, weren't they, in that first half?
I think that their performance sort of summed up this league a little bit, where no one's really able to put a full 90 together, other than maybe Cardiff, who even they managed to draw against Burton at the weekend, and probably Burton felt a bit unlucky there. But just no one seems to be able to run away with a game. No one seems to be able to put a 90 together and be unstoppable week in, week out. It seems to be. I haven't seen a single team come to home park. I haven't played Cardiff yet at home. That actually looks like a promotion wanting team. Whoever goes up is going to struggle. Seriously
Well,
struggle next season.
I don't know if you agree, Reece. That's 2 on the trot, really. That has been very, very similar games where we've gone at the first half and we've got to run those sides. And on Tuesday against Mansfield, the amount of chances that we had was phenomenal. You know, it could have been 3 or 4 half time. Unfortunately, it was only 1. And they came back at 1 each. But on Saturday, it was as similar, wasn't it? You know, we had an awful lot of the play, we had an awful lot of the possession. Just couldn't put that final ball in the net. Even we hit 1 in the first half against the Bayern, 1 in the second. But
I think the Mansfield game was even more frustrating because we still had the ball. We just seemed to sort of lose the plot of ideas, and we just sort of got a little bit lost in our own play rather than we were trying to force it rather than actually play our own football like we have done so well in the first half. And I think that was the more frustration with Mansfield. At least Stockport, it was a team because they had changed their way, and we just couldn't adapt for some reason. It's the better at that point. They played the better half, so fair enough to them.
And that's where this game management
Mark,
comes in, doesn't it? Yeah,
Can
please
I
do that.
Mark, you were there as an independent witness. I just want to say to any Stockport fans that were watching this possibly, that any Argyle fans that were up there, I can guarantee 100% that nobody was aware of what was in that 64th regarding, I believe, somebody had passed away. Every ground we've been to, we've respected every single time that's gone on. We've known about it. It's been on social media beforehand. We've heard it on the tannoys, etc., and we've respected every single occasion that's happened. We were not a disrespectful club full of fans that ignore things like this. Nobody had a clue what was going on. There was no tannoy announcement that I'm aware of, certainly one that we didn't hear. So all the grief that Plymouth Argyle fans have been receiving on social media for being a disrespectful club, can I please reiterate, that's not the case. 100% that's not the case. We will respect anyone in those circumstances, but we were been dug out for something that we were totally unaware of.
Yeah, absolutely. Here. I mean, the first I read about it or heard about it was looking online in the comments afterwards. I was stood in the ground, never even heard an applause, saw an applause, or were notified of an applause. So yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Chris, for putting that one straight. Right, let's talk about new faces then, shall we? 2 in that we know of at this current time. Let's talk about. We've got Herbie Kane. And Wes Harding from Millwall, Reece. Yeah. Going to be obviously lots of needed cover. Neil Murphy here says, what did Neil Murphy say? Let's go to that. I can't read it. This is Huddersfield, of course. We've got better than him now. He's okay on the ball. Unfortunately, he's got the ability of Stephen Hawkins with a puncture. That bodes well.
Yeah, I've seen good things from him. I've just looked at some highlights and he scores some crackers at times, and he likes to pass the ball around. I am a little bit concerned the fact that he's been out injured. I think the majority of the season's only been in full training for a week with Huddersfield. So that sort of concerns me a little bit that we've sort of gone and got back up for injuries with a player that's injured. But I sort of give him, as we always do, give him benefit of the doubt, give him a chance, and hopefully he comes in. And Pebble didn't look like he was the fittest player ever, and my God, at the moment he's the fittest player we've got, and fair enough to him. So I'll give him a chance. Obviously, I've seen some Huddersfield fans going for him. I've seen an awful lot of other fans actually praising him and saying he scores for stunners and he's good on set pieces and he's good where actually we're probably lacking a little bit at the moment.
And Harding from Millwall, Chris, what will that give you that you haven't already got?
Oh, total experience as well, Mark, isn't it? We're at the moment we're missing Pleggy at the back. The back two sort of picks itself at the moment. So with Wes Harding coming in, he's had loads of experience. Is it over a couple hundred games in Division 1?
Yeah.
So he's got to be a good player. And don't forget, he can do something like Joe Rose because he's only on a contract till end of the season. So it's in his own interest to do well for us and earn himself a contract for the following season. So I think we're on a no loser there, really.
Yeah, good. Any other names have gone out or come in that we've missed? So
no. I'm surprised. No. I'm surprised one hasn't gone out. I'm surprised Benarouz is still at the club at the moment, and I've not seen any rumours of where he's going. But because they did say they need to, if we bought 2 in, one would have to go out because of squad sizes and stuff. So I am surprised, unless that's we're 10 to 8 now, so we're 50 minutes past. So I would have thought we would have heard something, at least a rumour or something by now. But yeah, no, nothing on that one.
Okay, watch this space. Cheers both of you for that one. Right then, we're talking about January Player of the Month. Chris, who gets it for you, please?
100%. The guy who's just come in, Ronan Curtis. He's been a revelation for us, and I thought he had another great game on Saturday. I haven't seen him out of a poor one yet. He's a character. Not only is he a character, but he's got something about him. He can shoot, he can create. He's a great crosser of the ball. And I love people who's a flair player. And he's a flair player. And his attitude towards all the fans and everything gets everyone going. It's what you want to see. As supporters, got to enjoy players like that. Ronan Curtis.
Yep. Agree, Reece?
For once, no. Okay. I do agree. I do agree. He's been brilliant. However, we also forgotten about the goal machine, Brendan Galloway, who it's just I don't know where this goal scoring streak's come from, and the quality of goals as well have been absolutely phenomenal for a left back. Shame, hopefully he's pulled up with a groin injury on Saturday. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But for me, I think he's had an absolutely brilliant January. Even defensive work, he's been brilliant, and he's added goals to his game, which is absolutely perfect.
Brilliant. Right then, last week we spoke about the best ever managers for Argyle. This week we're on to the worst ever managers for Argyle. Who has brought the worst brand of football? We could just look back to the last 3 years, couldn't we? Really, and fill the whole time slot with that. But the worst brand of football, Reese.
Well, you could argue Tom Cleverley about 6 weeks ago. That was pretty dire. Wayne Rooney was. I'm not sure the style of football was poor. It just was poorly executed in all standards. But I think the one for me, the worst one of the lot at the moment, is Ian Foster. I haven't seen the years of terrible football back in the day, but Ian Foster was everything in the whole club. The style of football was shocking. The way he treated the players was shocking. The way he treated staff around the club, the way he treated the fans was just appalling. And he gave himself no favours at all. So for me, Ian Foster by far, and should never be employed again as a football manager. Easily Ian Foster.
Chris, have they been worse than Ian Foster?
No. The one I had...
I was hoping you were going to pull one out from like 1960 or something, Chris.
Well, I did have Bobby Williamson, who took over from Paul Stewart,
yes,
as a very poor manager. But, he don't even flipping come close to to Ian Foster. Ian Foster, what a guy. 5th of January till 1st of April 2024, total of 87 days. A return of 5 points and a possible 33. No wonder we got rid of him. Not only was he poor, he was so poor, as Reece says, to the players, the staff. I mean, he divided. I've never known our club so divided as when that man came. I mean, Joe Edwards is our captain, and he's got to play a captain's role. He was going in to see, I know these are facts. He was going in to see him to talk about discussions that the players wanted to implement or things. And he ended up being told that he wanted him out of our club because Ian Foster considered him as a disruptive element. Absolutely embarrassing. And he was getting any players that were trying to voice their opinions against him. He was getting them to play trained by themselves and things like that. It was a terrible scenario with Foster. And even the board admitted that we've hired the wrong person. It's not the person that we thought it was. And strangely enough, he's never managed anyone since.
Right, cheers very much.
Come on, we were waiting.
Okay. Yeah, I know. And A to Z time then. Letter N, please, Chris. What have you got?
Worthy of mention quickly, David Norris. He had 243 appearances with us between 2002 and 2008, 28 goals. Great player. But when you're talking about ends, for me, there's only one evergreen, one legend, and that man has to be Kevin Nankerville. Not for his footballing ability, as in playing on the pitch. He only had 7 appearances for us, and most of them was as a substitute. And he scored 1 goal for us against Hartlepool. But he joined Argyle and coached as a centre of excellence in 2004-05. And in November 2011, became the first team coach under then manager Carl Fletcher. And then he's become manager on 5 different occasions. He's bailed us out. He's avoided a relegation in 2024 when him and Drew Snip took over from Ian Foster. He's now still a first-team coach. So for me, any N has got to include Kevin Nankerville, Nance.
Brilliant. Reece?
I'm starting to question whether or not Chris just takes a script every week for these ones. No, I had exactly the same too. And when we have managers who disown us, like Schumacher did and Lowe, like when they left, people always go, "There's no loyalty in football." I always tweet the same thing, and it's a picture of Nance because he's had multiple opportunities to follow these managers to Bolton, to Stoke, to wherever, and he's always said no. For me, absolute no-brainer. Nance is a living Argyle legend and proves loyalty still exists in football.
Absolutely brilliant. Great shout. And let us know in the comments any other shouts for N that you would have put in there. Plus, next week they're going to run into a bit of a brick wall with the letter O. So, can you help them out? We're going to let them put in any overhead kicks that Argyle players have scored? Any famous bicycle kicks? So can you think of one that sticks in your memory? It could be any ground, any player, just have to begin with O. Let us know in the comments. Next week we'll allow them to put an overhead kick in if they can't come up with a player for O. Right, good luck against Lincoln. Another tough cookie this weekend. We will see you back in 7 days' time. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you again for the wonderful hospitality that the Argyle faithful showed us.
You can call yourself a Jana now. Mark,
Absolutely. Yeah, I ran into it. Yeah, my funny bit was that on my way home to the station, I just put my map on just to make sure I was going the right way, and I had to pretend I was an Argyle fan because this bloke was walking with me to the station, talking to me about how we played really, really well and good luck for this season. So yeah, I did you proud. Thanks for all your knowledge.
Well done.
Right, see you all next week. Thanks so much for watching.
Cheers, Mark.